welcome to day 18 of adventure as we trot around the world looking at the Christmas celebrations of different peoples. So before we do today's video, it is time for the joke for today. And today's joke is this: how did the reindeer learn to play the piano? Dunno. He was elf taught. Elf taught. Gosh. I don't know about you, but I'll be glad when these jokes are over. Anyway, let's go around the world and find out where we're headed today.
Where in the world are we going today?
Today, adventurers, we are off to Sudan.
Welcome to Sudan. Sudan is in Africa. Khartoum is the capital city.
Khartoum is the city where both the Blue Nile and the White Nile rivers meet. Many of the people living there work in a very traditional way, such as building boats and making pots out of the mud from the rivers.
Outside the city, in the countryside, people take water from the Nile to irrigate their crops in the fields. Away from the river Nile, however, there is very little water and a lot of desert. If you want to travel to visit anyone and you don't have a car, you need to use a camel.
At Christmas, the weather is very dry but still hot, around 25 degrees Celsius or 75 degrees Fahrenheit. There are many Muslims in Sudan, but some people are Christian and they celebrate Christmas. In Khartoum, there are many boys who live on the streets. Life is very hard and they try and make money where they can. So if you stop your car near the river, they will hurry towards it and hope that you pay them well.
We don't want to talk about everybody in Khartoum at Christmas, but just the street boys live at the Boys' Hope Centre.
Lots of the street boys who go there are not orphans, but often have felt that there is no room for them in the home.
So the teachers and staff who run the centre have to work very hard to take care of the boys and try to make sure they can be friends, reconciled with their families again.
Also, that they can have enough education to hold a job when they are old enough.
Christmas Day is on the 25th of December.
Although everyone is encouraged to go home to be with their family if possible for the day, some are unable to go home, either because the situation is too difficult at home or they really are orphans and have no home to go to.
Lots of children might go to church on Christmas Day, but Christmas isn't a very big celebration. The bigger celebration is at New Year, when all the people traditionally go to church to pray all night. Also, this is when gifts are given, not for Christmas, and the responsible person in the household has the duty to buy these gifts. But what gifts? Clothes. Yes, this is the time of year where the opportunity is taken to get a new set of clothes for each member of the family. It's very tough for the person who has to do this, a great responsibility. Here's a picture of boys in new warm jumpers.
Any celebration should have food. If you have a lot of money, you might be able to provide a feast, a big dish with smaller plates of different types of food. But if you are poor, you may have just one dish of food. Here is a short video of making a dish of beans. It is called fuel. It is very popular in Khartoum because it is cheap.
Hello, we are going to eat a Sudanese meal. This is fool. Now, fool are simply beans, and they've been cooked for a very long time. But you can't get them in this country. So I've made do by buying a tin of something from the local supermarket. It's called, well, adapting to your circumstances. Now, before you can eat your fool, you have to put other things on it first. Here's the first one. A mountain of oil. Looks like a heart attack on a dish, but it will soak it up. Then some nice tomatoes, some onions, and some crumbly cheese. Now, of course, I have washed my hands. So, you can have other things in your Sudanese celebration. You could have stew, known as mullah, or you could have liver, known as kibda. But this is fool. And all that's left for me to do is to wish you a Sudanese happy Christmas. Mabruk al-Eid. Kula sana wa intu bikhair. Now let's eat. With our hands, of course. Little salt. Here we go. Don't need that spoon. Not bad at all.
We enjoyed learning about Christmas food from Sudan.
Eating with our hands is much easier than a knife and fork and saves up on washing up.
We're not sure if we would like the beans or the stew, and we definitely won't like the liver.
But the tomatoes and cheese are very nice. We would prefer to eat turkey, pigs in blankets and roast potatoes.
Thank you so much for that video. I learnt loads there, as I do with all these videos. And now it is time for today's question of the day.
The question of the day.
And today's question is this. Can you think of a gift that you've received at Christmas, or maybe some other time, that has made you feel really special? Ponder away. And as ever, you can share these with your friends. Good questions to discuss. That's pretty much all from me. And now we're going to head off for the daily Advent reflection for today, or dart. So let's dart off and do that. See you later. Take care.
Unwanted. Strange. Joseph and Mary welcomed Jesus with love. The shepherds rejoiced. The wise men gave their gifts. But it's true, not everybody wanted Jesus. Perhaps you know what it's like to feel unwanted, bullied at school and called ugly, never picked for the school team or anything else. You went to a job interview and failed again. God knows what it's like. One time Jesus went to a town, and there he found a man who had terrible mental problems. The man was violent and disturbed, and in love Jesus healed him. And then the people of the town came and said to Jesus, please, please leave. You're not wanted here. He knew what it was like. And God knew all along what would happen to Jesus. 500 years earlier, the prophet Isaiah wrote a poem, and it says words like this. God's servant had no beauty to make us look at him. He was despised and rejected. Others hid their faces and mocked, a sad character. We didn't want him. As a baby, Jesus wasn't wanted in the inn. And at the end of his life, he was mocked and hated and left hanging on a cross to die. The Son of God, unwanted? I think that's something we ought to ponder very carefully.